This is Phil Gibbs from OpenMake Software, and in this video we're going to show you some of the highlights of Release Engineer 7.7, our spanking new release code. We've also added a feedback loop onto this, and change requests. So the change request tells you the change request IDs that were form part of the components or applications that were deployed, so you can see what was fixed or should have been fixed as part of this deployment. And the feedback loop extends that to show you what has been deployed and also what caused that deployment to happen. So here, looking at this, you can see build 155 that we talked about was associated with IT Guys app 1, which was a component. That component itself was associated with IT Guys, the application version 1. So we've got a version of a component and a version of an application. The application was what was deployed. The application was actually deployed to dev-env1. Within dev-env1, this component got targeted to the development server within that environment. So that's our endpoint that component actually got deployed to. And that's came as a result of build 155. We can also track those change requests because we know the change requests were associated with a particular component. So we've got CR140 and 145 were associated with the database component, and that database component also ended up on OM Dev Server. So this feedback loop gives you all the information you require to know what's been targeted onto a particular environment and server. You notice the dotted line there, that says Tomcat v7. There's a dotted line going off to OM Dev Server. The reason that's dotted is because this didn't form part of this deployment. That is an infrastructure component, and it was already present on that target server, so it wasn't required to be deployed, so it didn't form part of this deployment. But in the feedback loop we show that association, just so you know all the components that make up the application that was deployed. The solid line shows you what was actually deployed, and the dotted line says it's an association but it wasn't actually deployed. That interface that we talked about earlier to do with Jenkins also can track the commit ID for Git and Subversion. So if you're using Git or Subversion as a SCM tool, we can take the commit point from that, and that will then feed into the build number as well. So give you so you can go back essentially to your SCM tool and see the commit that caused that build to be performed. And from there, you could even go back and look at the individual source code. So we can track source code changes through the commit, through the build, to the component, and on all the way to our endpoint. So very, very valuable information that we know every aspect of that deployment, all the way back through to the source code that generated it. So if you've got, if you're looking at an environment, maybe there's a problem with the environment, or you want to know what's changed, you can see that the deployment that has been done, and from there you can open the deployment up and go all the way back to the source that originally caused that deployment to happen.
Thank you for viewing our recorded demo. For more information, you can contact us at request-info@openmakesoftware.com. You can also visit our website at www.openmakesoftware.com for white papers and other demos on Release Engineer and Meister, our DevOps solutions.